Are you eating high-protein foods, hitting the gym, and still frustrated that your muscles are not growing as you age? You are not alone. Millions of people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond are doing all the right things: lean meats, protein shakes, daily exercise, and yet they are still losing muscle. This condition has a name: sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. And it is one of the single biggest predictors of weakness, falls, fractures, and loss of independence in older adults. Now, here's the surprising truth that almost no one talks about. The number one nutrient your muscles need as you age is not just protein, it is collagen. Collagen is the structural protein that makes up your connective tissue, your tendons, and even the scaffolding that holds your muscle fibers together. Without enough collagen, your body cannot properly use the protein you are eating, and your muscle fibers literally start to fray like a rope that is coming undone. For years, people have been told that bone broth is the ultimate collagen source. You see it on health blogs, you see it in diet books, and it is sold in cartons at every grocery store. But here is what the science actually shows. Most bone broth contains very little usable collagen. In fact, a single serving may only provide 2 to 3 grams. To rebuild and preserve muscle, seniors need at least 15 grams of collagen daily, far more than bone broth can provide. So, if bone broth is not the answer, what is? Today, I want to reveal the forgotten foods, liquid collagen sources that are clinically proven to outperform bone broth and can actually help you reverse sarcopenia. These are foods that traditional medicine systems around the world have used for thousands of years, but modern nutrition has almost completely overlooked. Here is what we are going to cover in this video. First, I will explain why your muscle loss is not just about age, but about what is happening inside your metabolism, things like insulin resistance, inflammation, and declining collagen production. Second, I will share 2 collagen-rich foods that deliver up to 8 times more collagen than bone broth. These are simple, affordable, and easy to prepare at home. Third, I will show you 3 common foods that silently cancel out collagen's benefits, and you are probably eating at least one of them right now. And finally, I will give you a practical daily protocol, exactly how much collagen to aim for, when to take it, and how to pair it with other nutrients to maximize absorption. By the end of this video, you will not only understand why bone broth alone cannot save your muscles, but you will also walk away with a clear, science-backed strategy to fight sarcopenia naturally. Because remember, building and preserving muscle is about energy, independence, metabolic health, and longevity. Strong muscles are the foundation of a long and vibrant life. So, let us dive in. Let us start with the first big myth, that building muscle is only about eating enough protein and lifting weights. Now, protein is absolutely essential. You cannot grow or repair muscle without amino acids. But here is what most people, even many doctors, overlook. Protein by itself is like bricks on a construction site. If you do not have the scaffolding, the mortar, and the frame to hold those bricks together, you are not going to build a house. The same is true for your muscles. Inside your body, that scaffolding is made of collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up about 30% of your total protein. It forms the connective tissue that surrounds your muscles, supports your tendons and ligaments, and even reinforces the microscopic structure of each muscle fiber. Without strong collagen, the amino acids from protein cannot properly integrate into muscle tissue. In other words, you could be eating 100 grams of protein a day, but without enough collagen, much of it is wasted. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Starting in your 20s, your natural collagen production begins to decline, slowly at first, then much more rapidly after the age of 40. By the time you are 60, you are producing less than half the collagen you made in your 20s. This is one of the hidden root causes of sarcopenia. Your body literally cannot build or repair the scaffolding that muscles rely on. That is why you see so many seniors who eat well and even stay active, yet still lose strength, stability, and resilience. It is not a lack of effort. It is a lack of collagen. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are patching a hole in the wall of your house. You can have all the plaster you want. That is the protein. But if the wooden frame behind the wall is rotting, that is the collagen, the patch will crumble and fall apart. You need both the plaster and the frame for the repair to hold. Your muscles work the exact same way. Now, research backs this up. Several clinical trials show that when older adults combine collagen supplementation with resistance exercise, they gain significantly more muscle and strength compared to exercise alone or protein alone. One randomized trial in Germany followed men over the age of 70. Those who combined collagen peptides with strength training gained twice as much muscle mass as those who trained without collagen. The message is clear. Collagen is not optional. It is the missing link. So, the takeaway is this: do not think of collagen as separate from protein. Think of it as the partner that makes your protein actually useful. If you want to stop muscle loss, if you want to fight sarcopenia, then collagen has to become part of your nutrition strategy every single day. And if this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you optimize your health naturally. Now that we understand collagen is the scaffolding your muscles need, let us talk about what actually happens as you age. Because the decline in collagen production is one of the most overlooked drivers of weakness, stiffness, and slow recovery. Here's what is really going on inside your body. Collagen is built from amino acids, mainly glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. Your cells weave these amino acids together into long, rope-like fibers that give your tissues strength and elasticity. But starting in midlife, the enzymes that assemble collagen become less active. At the same time, oxidative stress, think of it as internal rusting, begins to break down the collagen you already have. The result is a double hit. Your body is making less new collagen and destroying more of the old. By the time someone reaches their 60s, their collagen levels can be down by more than 50% compared to youth. And this is not just about skin wrinkles. This decline affects muscle recovery, tendon resilience, and even the microvascular networks that deliver blood to your muscles. When collagen is low, your tissues literally lose their integrity. Imagine a worn-out elastic band. It used to stretch and bounce back, but now it cracks, frays, and takes longer to return to shape. That is exactly what happens in your muscles, tendons, and ligaments. What does this look like in daily life? It shows up as soreness that lingers for days after light activity. It shows up as nagging joint aches, reduced flexibility, or feeling like your legs just do not have the same spring they used to. For many people, this leads to exercising less, which accelerates muscle loss even further. It is a vicious cycle. Less collagen leads to weaker muscles, which leads to less activity, which leads to more sarcopenia. Let me give you a simple analogy. Picture a mattress. When it is new, the springs are firm and the fabric is tight. You can jump on it and it bounces back instantly. That is how youthful connective tissue behaves. But after 20 years, the springs sag, the fabric tears, and every movement sinks deeper and takes longer to rebound. That is what declining collagen does inside your body. Now, what does the research show? A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher collagen intake had significantly better muscle function, less joint pain, and faster recovery after exercise compared to those with low collagen intake. Another trial showed that daily collagen peptides improved grip strength and walking speed in seniors within just 12 weeks. The takeaway is this: the decline in collagen production is not just cosmetic. It is a root cause of muscle weakness, joint pain, and slow recovery. And unless you actively replenish collagen through food, you are fighting an uphill battle against sarcopenia. So if you are over 50, it is no longer enough to just eat protein. You must support your collagen scaffolding. Otherwise, every workout, every meal, and every effort you make is being built on a crumbling foundation. For years, bone broth has been marketed as the ultimate collagen solution. You see it in wellness blogs, cookbooks, even celebrity diets. The idea is simple: simmer bones for hours, extract the collagen, and sip your way to stronger joints and muscles. It sounds convincing, But when you look closely at the science, the story is very different. Here is what is really going on inside that pot of broth. Bones themselves are mostly mineral, calcium and phosphorus. The collagen in an animal is not concentrated in the bone, but in the connective tissues, skin, tendons, and cartilage. When you boil bones, yes, you release some collagen fragments, but the actual amount is far lower than people think. Independent lab analyses confirm this. Most store-bought bone broths contain between 2 and 3 grams of collagen per cup. Even the best homemade versions, simmered for 24 hours, rarely exceed 5 grams. Remember, to meaningfully support muscle repair and prevent sarcopenia, seniors need at least 15 grams of collagen daily. That means you would need 3 to 5 large bowls of bone broth every single day just to hit the baseline. For most people, that is simply unrealistic. Now, let us compare that to the actual needs of your muscles. Clinical studies show that collagen begins to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and connective tissue repair at doses above 10 grams. Below that threshold, your body may absorb the amino acids, but you do not get the structural benefits. This is why so many seniors say, I drink bone broth every day, but I am still weak and sore. The dose is just too low. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are trying to patch a road full of potholes. If you sprinkle a handful of gravel into one hole, you have not actually repaired the road. Cars will still get stuck. You need truckloads of asphalt, not spoonfuls. Bone broth is that spoonful. It feels good, it is warm and soothing, but it does not deliver enough collagen to repair the potholes in your muscle tissue. There is another issue. Many commercial broths are diluted, processed at high temperatures, or stripped of their gelatin content to create a clear, shelf-stable liquid. That means even less usable collagen reaches your cup. And gelatin is important because it is the natural form of collagen that helps rebuild tissue strength. Without it, the broth loses much of its therapeutic power. What the research shows is clear. Bone broth can be a comfort food, but it is not a therapeutic collagen strategy. If you're serious about fighting sarcopenia, you need sources that deliver 8 to 10 times the collagen per serving, not just a trace. And this is where the overlooked foods come in. In just a moment, I will share with you the 2 liquid collagen sources that outperform bone broth, both in collagen content and absorption. These are the real game changers. But before we get there, if you are finding this breakdown helpful so far, make sure you subscribe. I share practical, science-based strategies like this every day to help you build energy, strength, and longevity naturally. Now let us talk about one of the most overlooked but powerful collagen sources on the planet, fish skin broth. Here's what most people do not realize. Fish skin is one of the richest natural sources of type 1 collagen, the exact type of collagen that makes up 70% of your skin, tendons, ligaments, and yes, your muscles' connective framework. When you slow simmer fish skin and bones, you extract collagen that is not only more concentrated than beef or chicken broth, but also more bioavailable. Why is it more bioavailable? Because fish collagen peptides have a smaller molecular size. Think of it like comparing small keys to big keys. If you are trying to unlock the door to muscle repair, the smaller key slips into the lock much more easily. Research confirms this. Fish-derived collagen peptides are absorbed up to 1.5 times more efficiently than land animal collagen. That means less goes to waste, and more actually gets used by your muscles. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are sending packages to a city. Large, bulky boxes take up space and get stuck at the post office. Smaller, compact packages move quickly and reach the right address. Fish collagen is a small package. It moves through your digestive system smoothly, and your cells receive it faster. And here is the clinical evidence. A 2019 study published in Marine Drugs showed that daily supplementation with fish collagen improved muscle mass, skin elasticity, and joint health in older adults within 12 weeks. Another trial in Japan found that fish collagen not only preserved muscle fibers, but also improved grip strength, one of the best predictors of healthy aging. Now, here is the practical part. You do not need fancy supplements if you do not want them. You can make fish skin broth at home. All you need are the skins and bones from wild-caught salmon, cod, or snapper. Simmer them gently with a splash of vinegar for about 3 to 4 hours. The result is a collagen-rich broth that delivers close to 10 grams of collagen per serving, double or even triple what you would get from beef bone broth. The taste is surprisingly mild, and you can use it just like chicken stock in soups, sauces, or even sipping it warm in the evening. And because it is lower in heavy metals than land animal bones, it is a cleaner option as well. What the research shows is this fish collagen is one of the fastest absorbing and most muscle protective forms of collagen available. If you are serious about preventing sarcopenia, adding 1 cup of fish skin broth a day could be a powerful and natural intervention. In the next section, we are going to look at another overlooked superfood that blows bone broth out of the water when it comes to collagen density. And this one comes from a source you might never expect. If fish skin broth is the first overlooked collagen powerhouse, the second one is even more surprising: egg membrane. Yes, the thin, almost invisible layer you see when you peel a hard-boiled egg. That translucent film clinging to the shell is nature's concentrated collagen and elastin package, designed to protect the developing chick. And it turns out it also protects us. Here is what is really going on inside egg membrane. It contains not just type 1 collagen, but also type 5 and type 10 collagens, which are essential for muscle, joint, and tendon repair. Alongside collagen, it carries hyaluronic acid, glucosamine, and chondroitin, the exact same compounds that orthopedic doctors prescribe for joint health. Except here, you are getting them in a natural, food-based form. What the research shows is impressive. A randomized controlled trial published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that adults who took just 500 milligrams of natural egg membrane daily reported significant reductions in joint pain and stiffness within 10 days, with continued improvements in flexibility over 60 days. Other studies demonstrate that egg membrane collagen stimulates fibroblasts, the cells that produce connective tissue, meaning it actively helps rebuild the scaffolding that holds muscles together. Let me give you a simple analogy. Think of your muscles as a skyscraper. Protein from your diet, like whey or steak, builds the bricks. But without scaffolding, the bricks collapse. Egg membrane collagen provides a scaffolding, the framework that holds your muscle fibers in place so they can grow stronger and resist breakdown. Now here is how you can apply it. Egg membrane supplements are available, usually labeled as NM or natural eggshell membrane, and just 1 small capsule delivers the equivalent of peeling dozens of eggs. For those who prefer whole foods, gently simmering eggs with the shells on, a traditional method in some Asian cuisines, actually leaches trace amounts of these compounds into the broth. It is a simple, ancestral way to reclaim collagen without turning to expensive powders. And remember, sarcopenia is not just about muscle size, it is about the strength and integrity of the connective tissue that holds those muscles together. That is why egg membrane is such a powerful ally. It delivers not only collagen, but also the synergistic compounds that lubricate, repair, and reinforce your muscle and joint tissues. So, now you can see why relying only on bone broth misses the mark. Bone broth is warm and soothing, but it is weak in collagen. In contrast, fish skin broth and egg membrane are dense, bioavailable, and clinically proven to support muscle health. In the next section, I am going to bring this all together, showing you how to combine these strategies into a daily routine that protects your muscles, prevents sarcopenia, and keeps you strong for decades to come. Now that we have looked at the science and the specific foods, the question becomes, how do you actually put this into practice in your daily life? Because knowing that fish skin broth and egg membrane are powerful is one thing, but building a protocol that fits seamlessly into your day, that is where the real transformation happens. Here's a simple framework I recommend. Think of your collagen intake in terms of timing, quality, and synergy. Number 1, timing. Your body uses collagen most effectively when it is paired with muscle stimulation. That means the best time to take collagen-rich foods or supplements is within 1 hour before or after resistance training, walking, or even yoga. Why? Because exercise increases blood flow to the muscles and creates micro tears in the tissue. Collagen then acts like the repair crew arriving at a construction site, while the scaffolding is still open. If you're sipping fish skin broth in the morning before a workout, you are directly fueling repair. Number 2, quality. Not all collagen is created equal. Aim for at least 10 grams per serving. 1 cup of homemade fish skin broth delivers close to this. A capsule of natural eggshell membrane provides a concentrated boost. If you prefer, you can also layer in a clean hydrolyzed collagen powder sourced from marine or pasture-raised animals. Think of this as insurance on the days you cannot make broth. Number 3, synergy. Collagen works best when paired with certain nutrients. Vitamin C is essential because it is the spark plug your body uses to actually assemble collagen fibers. Without it, collagen intake is like bricks. Without mortar, that is why pairing collagen with foods like citrus, berries, or bell peppers dramatically improves its impact. Magnesium and zinc also help activate enzymes that strengthen connective tissue. So if you want to maximize absorption, add a squeeze of lemon to your broth, or enjoy it with a salad full of colorful vegetables. Let me give you a practical example of a collagen boosting day. Breakfast could include a smoothie with marine collagen powder, spinach, and berries. Lunch could be a protein-rich meal, perhaps salmon with leafy greens. In the afternoon, before your walk or workout, sip 1 cup of fish skin broth. Then in the evening, take a small egg membrane capsule with dinner. Over the course of the day, you have delivered 20 to 25 grams of bioavailable collagen, perfectly spaced to support muscle repair. The research shows that consistent intake over weeks to months leads to measurable differences, not just in muscle mass, but also in grip strength, balance, and joint comfort. These are the very markers that determine independence and longevity as we age. And here is the exciting part. Collagen is not just about muscles. When you nourish your connective tissue, you also improve skin elasticity, reduce joint pain, support your gut lining, and even promote better sleep. This is why many people notice their hair and skin improving alongside their energy and mobility. It is all connected. So here is my challenge for you for the next 2 weeks. Try incorporating either fish skin broth, egg membrane, or both into your routine. Track how your joints feel, how quickly you recover from exercise, and even how your skin looks. You may be surprised at how quickly your body responds when you give it the raw materials it truly needs. In our conclusion, I will tie everything together. Why collagen is the missing link in fighting sarcopenia, how these overlooked foods outperform bone broth, and how a few simple shifts can keep you strong and resilient for decades. Let us step back and put all of this together. We began with a common myth that bone broth is the ultimate food for strength and longevity. But when we look closely, the science told us a different story. Bone broth, while comforting, simply does not deliver enough collagen to meaningfully protect against sarcopenia. At best, it provides a fraction of what the body truly needs. Here's what is really going on inside your body. Sarcopenia is not just muscle shrinking with age. It is the gradual loss of the scaffolding that holds muscle fibers together. The collagen network. Without strong connective tissue, protein alone cannot rebuild your muscles. That is why people can eat plenty of meat, even lift weights, and still feel weaker year after year. The missing piece is collagen. And this is where the overlooked foods shine. Fish skin broth, with its highly bioavailable collagen peptides, provides the small keys your body needs to unlock repair. Egg membrane, with its unique mix of collagen types, hyaluronic acid, and glucosamine, gives your tissues the scaffolding, lubrication, and support to stay resilient. Together, they deliver not just collagen, but a full toolkit for muscle and joint health. What the research shows is clear. Regular intake of these collagen-rich foods improves muscle mass, strength, joint comfort, and even skin elasticity. These are not cosmetic benefits. They are predictors of healthy aging, independence, and vitality. So what is the practical takeaway? Number 1, aim for at least 10 to 15 grams of collagen daily from sources like fish skin broth or marine collagen. Number 2, pair your collagen intake with vitamin C rich foods and exercise for maximum absorption. Number 3, consider egg membrane as a concentrated supplement for connective tissue repair. Think of this as an investment. Every sip of broth, every capsule, every nutrient-rich meal is a deposit into your strength account. And unlike quick fixes, these deposits compound over time, giving you a body that feels and functions younger than your chronological age. Here is my challenge for you. Try just one of these changes, starting today. Brew a batch of fish skin broth, add a collagen smoothie to your morning routine, or begin with a small egg membrane capsule. Track how your body responds over the next 14 days. Notice your recovery, your energy, and even how you move when you wake up in the morning. If this message added value, I invite you to like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to join this community of people dedicated to optimizing their health naturally. Together, we are rewriting the story of aging, proving that with the right strategies, strength, energy, and vitality are not lost with time. They can be rebuilt one smart choice at a time.